concern you, both of you, I'll ask this question really quickly, that we have so many areas where we have players that succeed and do well in? We're creating this healthy competition at the minute, but does it ever concern you that there may be issues down the line?
Choice is never a bad thing, but too much choice might be. But, you're looking at Mudryk. Mudryk can't get anywhere near this starting 11 right now. Can't get anywhere near it. And for him, that's a problem. Matisse made the point that someone might have to make way. Right now, you would suggest that he is possibly the one when other players come in. I think competition for places at a club like Chelsea is absolutely crucial. You need that. You cannot have complacency. You cannot have players expecting to start every single game. There are one or two that you know are going to start when they're fit. Casado ticks that box. Jackson ticks that box. But they're all over the pitch right now. There is real competition. Yeah. And I think that is a healthy thing to have. And Maresca's got to manage that because he's got to keep everyone happy. And in a team like Chelsea, when you're winning, it's fine. Yeah. When maybe a few bumps in the road come along, that's where he's going to really earn his money. How does he keep everyone in this squad happy?
Have you ever experienced that in a club that you've played with, when you've got a bit of unhappiness in terms of competition?
Not quite like that. But when I was at Ipswich, we were winning every game at 2 or 3 goals. We were on an absolute roll, and at that moment, when you're in the team, you knew we got to make sure, because there was other players that were ready to come in, more in the attacking areas, I would probably say. But like I said, it's when you get that culture, everyone wants to start in this Chelsea team. And you can see that. Everyone wants to be there. You look at Manchester United and other clubs right now that are struggling. You don't sense that everyone there, it feels like a bit of a chore. At the moment, it doesn't feel like a chore for this Chelsea squad. They want to be in there. And like I said, it feels like there's a band of brothers.
For me, results always keep things calm. You look at the lack of briefings, the lack of reports, the lack of, like you said, unrest that we've had over the last couple of years. We were seeing reports coming out every week about managers or about owners or about players. Agents start to drip feed things in. When you're winning games, no player can really come to the manager and say, why am I not here? Why am I not there? Because at the end of the day, we're getting results. And I think that goes from top to bottom. Directors, nobody is being spoken about in a negative way if we're getting results. And as long as we're picking up wins, everything else takes care of itself. If the results go the wrong way, then people are looking for reasons why. And that's when, you start to get a bit of unrest and some question marks. But I think for those players that are looking to go to the World Cup, especially if their nations qualify and they're all in good positions, that's where next summer people within that squad who are not playing very well, who have not played much this season, are going to have a decision and say, are we going to get enough game time in a World Cup year to make our squads?
Yeah, that might well be a little bit of a problem. You're talking about Nkunku.
Yeah.
Right? Nowhere near enough minutes for him right now. Felix, OK, nowhere near enough minutes. He wants to be playing every single week. This is what he's been used to throughout his career. Same with Mudryk, another one. These boys now, they've got to find their way. They're in the B team. They've got to find a way from getting out of that B team into the A team. And we've seen it already. Neto, early part of the season, Neto was not in Chelsea's first starting 11. So it's about when the opportunity presents itself. I go back to the game, Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. I thought we were poor that day. Number of disappointing performances. When you're given a chance, you've got to take it. And I think on that night, some of the lads didn't quite do themselves justice.
FA Cup will be massive for this squad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a nice fixture for us, right?
At home against
You'd expect to see the B team.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you think there would ever be a time when those players you mentioned will get fed up with not getting minutes? Yeah. And also, how do you think Maresca would deal with that situation?
I think it's inevitable that when you're a player of the quality of players like Felix, in particular Nkunku, there's a lot of talk about him. His agents have pretty much said that he's not happy. Why would you be happy? You can't be happy on the sideline. You can't be happy not in the starting 11. And you can't be happy at times because when there are subs made, he's down the pecking order at times as well. Look, I think the club will find themselves in a situation further down the line. And understandably, if I'm Mudryk and I'm not playing every week, where's my career going? I need to be playing it. And he's too good not to be playing. Unfortunately, right now, there's players ahead of him that deserve to be in the team ahead of him.
How do you think Maresca would deal with that, Matisse?
Well, I guess this will be the first time we really see it as a real test, because at Leicester, he didn't have this issue to really navigate through or to really, be judged on. But I think he's shown over the summer, and maybe it is a wider club kind of policy, as ruthless as it may be, and sometimes, you think, is that a bit too harsh, freezing out players or leaving them in the academy building or, putting them in a separate group. But at the end of the day, they've shown that if there is an issue or there is a uncertainty, they're gonna move you on. You look at Lukaku last summer, they were adamant. There was no change in mind. They were gonna find a way and move him on. So I like that in a sense because Chelsea, we have been known for being ruthless under Roman Abramovich and we have been known to be a bit cutthroat. We've done it before, but you just got to bring the trophies in as well. You can't be like that and not win or be like that and not have success because then it just looks like a ruthless organisation with no winning and no success, and then it's just where's the good part of it? So I think they will.
Have shown, haven't they, that they will. If the price is right, they'll sell. Yeah. They've shown that.
Well, someone who is showing their price tag at the moment is our Enzo Fernandez. Now, we know he had a change in his personal life.
By all accounts.
But there you go, Jason knows. We won't go into it though, James. Not today, after the show.
I've been there.
But 9 goals and assists in 6 games. Is he really showing to be the player that we bought? And is he really showing to be a captain now?
Right now, we are seeing the best of Enzo. No one can live up to a price tag of £100 million, but it's almost impossible unless you are Messi or Ronaldo. But if you park the price tag for a second, right now we are seeing a player that is fit. Last year he played with a hernia and struggled. Beginning of last season, I thought he was good, really good. And then, for whatever reason, his form dipped. I believe the injury had an impact on that. He had a hernia, had an operation at the back end last season. His personal life is his personal life. Things have changed there. He looks happy. I think also we are seeing the best of him because I think the way the system is set up with the inverted fullback, it allows him to go and be that number 8. He has a lot of qualities. The one thing he doesn't have is lots of pace. Getting around a pitch, his endeavour is brilliant. He's got, you can see he's one of those players I spoke earlier about, wants to be in this team, enjoy being part of what this club is doing and where we're going. And I think that there's a number of things that looks fit, looks happy. Also the system, I think now we're getting the best out of him because he's one of those players that has a number of jobs. Defensively, that's not his forte. But when you've got Lavia and Caicedo in there, that's the insurance policy that he can then go and do what he wants to do higher up the pitch, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah. It's all kind of clicking together, isn't it? What do you make of him, Matisse?
Yeah, having more bodies in midfield and having this kind of box midfield, and we outnumbered Tottenham massively in the way that they set up with their system in that 4-3-3 to begin with. I was kind of shocked with Postecoglou that he didn't put an extra body in there like he did against City. He had Kulusevski in a free roll out wide on the right and then just tucking in. The amount of time and space we had to just pick our passes, and it was one pass or one flick round the corner, and then there's just acres of space. And when you give someone like Enzo Fernandez that time and space, he's gonna play the right pass or he's gonna take the shot now as well. And I think the key with him that I'm most impressed with is not necessarily the what he does on the ball, because he was always a technically gifted player when we saw him at Argentina or Benfica in a very heavy possession dominant team. It's off the ball that he is getting the ground deals. And when you look at the ground deals and you look at the overall ball winning ability of the midfield, they're all chipping in. None of them are a Makalele or a Kante or a Matic, but they're all getting stuck in. Well, maybe Caicedo, Caicedo's put up some crazy numbers this season, but everybody's doing their part and playing their role. And I think that's important. They've all got to put a shift in. And the work rate, Maresca said it before, if you don't work hard, don't even come to me about being in this team. And I think they're all understanding that. You look at the work rate of Felix as well over the last few weeks in Premier League games. He's been getting into good positions defensively, taking up the position he has to be off the ball in the press. And I've been very impressed with our off-the-ball press in the Southampton game. That was easier with the build-up with Russell Martin, but in the Villa game, unbelievable as well. So yeah.
I think there's also something to be said, the fact that Cole Palmer's received special treatment. I think there is an element to double up on him. And consequently, I think there is a chance for Enzo to find a little bit more space. I mean, you think about the goal he scored. He's wandered in on the edge of the box, right? No one's near him. Why? Palmer's out on that right-hand side. They're trying to stop him. There's 3 or 4 around him. Cunts inside. And as soon as he comes inside, Enzo's got so much more space. And I think there is an element to say that Palmer is being watched so much that it frees up a little bit more space for the likes of Enzo, and that goal kind of proves it, really.
Yeah, and maybe a change in attitude as well. I mean, we've seen him step up a little bit more now. We saw him get dropped before. He's come back into the team and he's proven that he's a Chelsea player. And you saw the celebration when he scored. It was, you felt it. You felt it so much. It was brilliant.
If you asked me 6 weeks ago, can you find a position for Caicedo, Lavia and Enzo in the same team? I wouldn't have been able to square that circle. But right now, and the absence of Reece, wish him all the best, of course, and finding a position for Caicedo that not only can he still defensively be solid at right back, he can invert, and that's where his best position is. And then you get Lavia together, and that allows Enzo to go and join Cole in behind Jackson. It's quite smooth, actually, the way it's working at the moment.
Yeah.
We like smooth, don't we? We love smooth. OK, that's it for another episode of Inside Chelsea. We'll be back next Tuesday. As always, if you want to get involved, post your comments below and we'll do our best